today. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. And what we're going to be talking about today is a problem that a lot of the community has been facing. Stuff for Battlefield 5, bugs, glitches, and community problems. And we have two of our guys in here. I'm Fish, we have Sniper Elite, and we also have Dorkball in here too. And we will be talking about problems that the community has been having. So let's get started. Sniper, what do you think are the problems that the Battlefield 5 community faces currently?
Probably the biggest concern that probably affiliates me so much is the netcode. I've seen more or less many times if I'm ever striking a tank, shooting at a plane, and somehow the shot doesn't register. It shows it directly hits the plane, does not register. Bullets don't register at some points in the game. And for some reason, otherwise, if you're ever playing on any kind of conquest game or any game mode for that matter, I've seen that I've been around cover so many times and somehow the person was literally able to shoot around the corner and still kill me. However, it clearly shows that I'm behind cover before it even comes around to that point.
Alright. So what other things do you think the game could be doing better?
Right now, honestly, most of the game, otherwise, in a general aspect of game, is actually really good. The first part of the game, besides specific, pretty solid. The only thing that really I could complain about is just the netcode needs to be fixed.
Definitely. So Dorkball, what would you think are the problems that EA and DICE should be dealing with at the moment?
Well, I agree with Sniper on that. The netcode is pretty bad right now, and well, there's just so many. I understand there's glitches off the start, but just the amount of glitches that have been encountered is a lot, and I really think they should get to it quicker than sooner than later, I guess, is because I know it's like it's just really bad right now. Like, you know, yeah.
You're kind of glitching, Dorkball. So what do you guys think about the map Sniper? We'll start with you about your opinions with the maps.
Okay, and aesthetically, the new Pacifics map, great. I love Iwo I love Breakthrough on the game. Pacific Storm, great map. The maps, designs, everything, especially Pacific Storm, reminds me of Paracel Storm or Battlefield 4. Loved it. I loved every single part of the map. The only thing I got to complain about both the maps is the way that the airplanes play. They're glitchy. They feel like they stumble. They're not as agile as they should be. Even if they're like the Spitfires in the first part of the game, even if they have the bombs mounted, they're sluggish. But they're not bouncing around like they should be. They fixed that. I know DICE fixed that, and EA fixed that here not that long ago, and I'm glad about that because at a point in time there was a point where the weapons and certain weapon loadouts, not even the 20 millimeters, did any damage to aircraft. They fixed that, which I'm glad about because that was complete bogus. But
yeah.
When the Pacific maps came out, I thought, oh boy, this is going to be awesome. We get to actually have American and Japanese planes to play with. This is going to be awesome. Because for me, I've always loved hanging out with American planes. I love planes that way. When I played in the Corsair, the first thing I noticed is that it glitched, it stumbled, it just was not up to par than what it should be. It felt like it was under-designed. It was not complete as it should be.
Okay, so Dorkball, what do you think about our state of the maps and pre-launch of the Pacific and what DICE and EA could be going forward for this game? And same thing for you, Sniper.
I think Sniper really hit it right on the nail. Yeah, there's not much to say there, really, for me.
All right. I'm gonna state my opinions real quick on the game and the maps. When I think about the maps, I think they are very good, and most of them have great design. Now, I will say some maps I do think can be boring at times, including Panzerstorm and Hamada. They are great designs, and I do understand that it's more for vehicle-focused combat, but it also is kind of bland. I feel like you could have done more to make the maps a little bit better, more combat, more interesting scenarios, and kind of like the same feeling like, oh, it's this map again. And the only way you're going to be looking forward to it is if you're in a vehicle, plane, tank, or something else. And of course, you're going to have those people that like to sit down with their anti-material rifles. And that can get pretty annoying, especially if they're camping with an MG42 in a bush and you cannot see them. Another thing, like Sniper said earlier in Dorkball, the netcode, that definitely does need to be fixed. Because I have done, in many streams, been shooting a guy with the Kar 98 right in the head, right next to them. And it will not be hurting them at all. And your communication with the players could be a whole lot better. You guys wait till the last minute to be hitting on a topic. Like, let's, for instance, use guys did the 5v5 competitive mode. You put that in the Chapter 4 trailer, said that it was going to be in the game, and ultimately it never ended up being in the game. And also the Al Sindan map was delayed by I think 3 months, which is not okay, and the thing still had graphical issues. And same thing with the Pacific. The Pacific is great, but I have noticed some graphical issues. Like those black squares on the screen, I have seen those. And I know you guys are working hard to fix that, and thank you guys very much for trying to do your best. I understand that it's not easy making a game. Now we're going to move on to the weapons and what we think about them. Sniper, what do you think about the weapons?
Weapons overall, I would say between the sniper class, assault, and light machine guns are pretty well understandably balanced. Shotguns and SMGs, on the other hand, especially shotguns, are very underpowered. I can shoot somebody from 50 meters away with a slug at the chest. Doesn't even do half the damage that it should.
Alright.
And that goes double for the if you even have the penetrating shot. You almost have to be at point blank range to instantly one shot them. And even to do any kind of real damage at distance isn't even significant. I've shot somebody from I'll say 20 not even 20 meters, which would probably be maybe 15, 20 feet away from me in game, and it hardly did any damage to him. I probably got registered as one headshot and only did like 10% of the health at distance.
Very interesting. Do you
And
have any other weapon concerns?
The other weapon concern is probably the bayonet charge has been my biggest annoyance ever. If I ever decide to use the bayonet, I feel that is the cone where you actually do the takedown in is very small. It's smaller than what it was in BF1, which I've noticed. Excuse me. BF1 was small, but you had a window of opportunity where you could move side to side if you had to aim a little bit more. In this game, it's either straight on or you missed altogether. I've had it where I've happened several times where I've actually hit straight on, just skimmed the guy, had to spin back around to get him. I've had that happen too many times often. I've had more luck with the Kar 98 doing that than with the shotgun, the model 1895.
Let's say you're an EA representative. What would you do for this game to turn it around from the very beginning of this game's cycle? We've already seen the trailer. You know how a disaster it was when it first launched. How bad of a representation this game had at the very beginning. I'm not sure if Dorkball knows about this, but I bet you do, Sniper. So what do you think the game and EA and DICE could have done to make this game a great game from the start?
Well, honestly, what I've heard is that they need a lot of netcode fixes. The reason why a lot of this stuff glitches out is because the game is incomplete. It needs time to be fixed. Just don't go out and just slap a bandage on it and call it good for the time being, because that's only going to make it worse, because then you're going to have it might fix one problem, but it's also going to start another. And I noticed that was a cycle for the next 3 or 4 months. If you had a band-aid, but it also caused another problem, you bandage that, and then and so on and so forth.
Understandable. So Dorkball, what do you think were your main concerns with weapons, vehicles, and all the other stuff?
Well, hold on. Yeah, just the the overall damage ratio between the guns is just, I think, terrible. Because you could take two guns that look pretty much similar. I get that and you can take their stats and they look almost the same. And when you actually take it into the game, it's nothing like it. And I see that a lot with the submachine guns, mostly the medic class, and it's really frustrating. Because when you get in there, it's just you hit a guy and then he can turn around and just hit you up a few times and you'll be gone. But there's
Alright.
not really too much to say.
So what do you guys think about the new update that will be releasing, causing the bullet to kill change with most of the weapons, except bolt actions, anti-material rifles, and I think there's one other. The semi-autos. What do you guys think about that? Start with you, Sniper.
I honestly think to a certain degree that there is a need to it, I understand, but also I don't think there really is a need for it. More or less, I would look at it at a standpoint for SMGs that you would really need it if you're trying to take longer distance shots at some point where it's kind of needed when you don't have a situation that really calls for it. But say something for like an LMG that's known to just spit out bullets without stopping, then I'd understand it then.
Alright.
But otherwise, the TTK shouldn't really change by that much.
Okay, thank you very much, Sniper. So what do you think about this, Dorkball? If you've even read about the patch notes.
I'm just gonna go with Sniper on this. I didn't read him.
Okay. So overall, we think we should be fixing netcode, hitting other issues with the weapons, anything with the planes, Sniper, because I know this is one of your main focuses sometimes.
Okay, I've noticed that I remember at the beginning of when we had Battlefield, when we started playing with the planes, that actually the 20mm mounts on the Spitfires, they actually did a little damage to certain armored vehicles. They only do like 1-2% damage. However, say in the Pacific campaign, they were loaded with high explosive rounds, which did damage to infantry, but they don't do that in the first one, where we had the Spitfire and the 109. The only one that has the actual explosive rounds in that part of the game would be the 109 G2 or the G6, I'm not sure which had the one with the nose mounted 20mm, and even that's actually horrible by standards.
Alright. Anything else that you think should be changed?
That's probably about my only concern that I really need to make noted.
Alright, what about you, Dorkball?
I bet if I play for a few minutes, I could tell you a whole bunch of stuff, but for now, that's pretty much it.
Alright, thank you very much for your time, guys, and if there are any more concerns you'd like to hit on, you can go right now. We'll start with you, Sniper.
I have no more complaints. All I can say is that the game is pretty well rounded for a game of its time right now. For how it's designed, it's a great game, but it's got issues that need to be addressed and need to be fixed.
Alright, thank you very much, Sniper, for your opinion to EA and DICE, and hopefully they will listen. Now, do you have anything you want to say, Dorkball, for the end of this video?
I'm good.
Alright. Thank you guys very much for watching. DICE and EA, please do these changes. We will do another interview maybe later on after this TTK comes out, Time to Kill, and Time for Bullets, I don't know. All this stuff when that happens, we'll maybe do another interview. But thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great rest of your night, and peace out.